What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So we're gonna continue working on my multifamily investment property. Next up is the living room. Kind of already got started and then lost the footage because I'm now unemployed. I lost my job. My boss went belly up, and yeah, been there for 10 years, don't have a job now. And I'm kind of balls deep, you know? Yeah. Just dropped the ceiling, and it's right there. Didn't quite have the time or energy to sort through all of this, but I've been slowly, you know, one day I would do this wall, next day I would do this wall, next day I did this wall, next day I did this wall, and then today. But usually I do the wall and get the stuff out. I take all the little wood bits and I just chuck them out the window, and then I put them in the fireplace and burn them, and then I bag up the rest of the horsehair and get rid of it. But the ceiling was by far the worst, man. All that soot, and it just comes crashing down and just goes everywhere. And I took a blower and blew off the top of these strappings too, because it was bad. So I think I found out where the mice were getting in. I found a mouse nest under the window. The window was leaking into the wall. Everything was horsehair plaster in here except for the exterior wall. Kind of surprising. It was actually insulated too, half-assed, but it was kind of insulated. But the window was leaking. That window, I've been trying not to, replace windows right now, but that one's too far gone. There's no saving that window, so I have to get a new window. Oh God, I've burnt so much demo supplies in that fire over the past year. The ash pile is actually protruding from the rim of the fireplace. So I think after this I'm gonna have to get a bag and shovel it out. But yeah, I try to burn everything that's wood: doors, baseboard, door trim, window casings, all the laths. And this is just all the horsehair plaster and insulation and stuff that obviously I can't burn, and metal bits. But this is all from the living room. God, I am glad that's over with. That is I understand why people really do not want to demo horsehair plaster, because if you have horsehair plaster, 9 times out of 10 there was coal heat there and gas lighting. You see the pipes up there? Maybe not, but there's gas pipes up there, and it like tees off and it goes up and it goes that way. The gas pipe has a 90 and it's turned down in the center of the room, so that used to be a gas light that was right there. And then they updated it with an electrical light. Well, I guess that means you're not helping me snake wires today, Duke, because you're sleeping. But I found some pretty cool electrical supplies and things. Like, you guys probably know about these. I love these gasketed freaking electrical boxes. If I could, I would use these in every single box. But I really don't. I don't have that option. I mean, it's good for energy efficiency and bugs, because everything is like gasketed. We've got a little recessed plug for the behind the TV. Coax plate. We got the coax out of the, coming through the freaking floor. Problem is, there's a beam there, and there. So no matter where you go, you're hitting a beam. So I had to go from the basement, drill up on an angle, just kind of skimming the beam, and then boom. Now we have a box for the coax, another plug, and the same thing over here. It's like I need to get a wire to the basement for the plugs. I already have a wire to the basement for the lights. I need one for the plugs. And somebody here already drilled a hole all the way through the beam. So instead of drilling any new holes, I just snuck my cable down in the same hole. And then when I do the kitchen, I'll pull this wire out and use that same hole. So I'm going to make sure not to seal this hole up with sealant until we do the kitchen. Just got to keep that in mind, you know. But these boxes, seeing that I couldn't use the, you know, the gasketed ones because I don't have the depth. I mean, these are pretty cool. I mean, they're not gasketed, but it's slim, but you still have room because you got this hinged door, so you can do your work for the rough, shove your, you know, things off to the side, and then close the door, and you still got room for your switch or plug. But I noticed, you know, the biggest problem is the damn wire nuts. They're huge. You know, they take up quite a bit of room. You know, these old-fashioned wire nuts. So I was looking at these newer, flatter wire nuts that you just push the wire in. But the problem with those is I don't see how you get them out. And then they have other ones that have levers, but they're crazy expensive for the lever ones. But I found these. They're mini. So these orange and blue ones are the equivalent of one of the common yellow ones. They're the same exact thread size. But they're rubbery and flexible, so if you have to jam a couple of wires in there, that blue part will flex and give, and it takes up a lot less space. And voila! Man, that was tedious. It took me all day to do what I just did. But the electrical's 100% done, everything's working. The old stuff is gone. I just deleted it all the way to the panel. Every single crack and crevice and hole, every wire penetration has been sealed, even the box ones. Yeah, I went kind of crazy. Plugs are live, internet's working, and then this is kind of something that I invented. Oh, maybe you've seen this before, but I'm pretty sure I invented this. You take coarse steel wool, and if you pack it into a mouse hole and that's it, they can probably just push the steel wool through. So what I do is I kind of fluff it up and I shove it into the hole as much as I can get in there with a screwdriver. Then I take the foam and I stick the straw in the steel wool, and it like impregnates it. So now the foam is going to stick to everything around it, so the mouse can't push it through. Then if he tries to chew through, he's going to meet steel wool. So I went around and did every questionable spot in my mind. Well, I just ordered the window. Found one at Home Depot. It's a 1/4 inch taller and about 1 inch wider. So that means we're going to have to take this original like window frame out and reframe it. But it was either, you know, 280 bucks for one that's already in stock, or 700, you know what I mean? I really gotta watch my spending. And not only, I just worked upstairs all day doing electrical work. And now, perks of being a landlord, I guess. Coming down here for the third time. I just did this 6 months ago. The heating element on the Samsung dryer. They claim they empty the lint trap. I don't believe them, because this thing gets clogged up and there's glitter and all kinds of shit. But you know, it's 50 bucks. Whatever. These Samsung dryers, the way they're designed, you know, all you have to do is unplug it. And you don't have to even move the machine. I didn't have to move it at all. It comes apart from the front, completely dismantled from the front. which is beautiful. So it gives me a good opportunity to vacuum it out, clean it out. I've already changed these wheels. Can re-grease them, vacuum all this crap out, change the heating element, fire it back up. The good thing is I've done this so many times, like it only takes me about 15 minutes. These Samsung dryers, man, they're so easy to work on. I swear to God, this thing, I can get parts for it and it will run forever. It has broken down quite a bit, but I don't think it's the dryer's fault. Alright, it's Sunday. I'm kind of freaking beat today. I got all the Rockwell insulation packed for fire blocking in all the important places. Oh, I'm kind of exhausted, but picking up the window tomorrow. So I figure, I mean, there's nothing to stop us from insulating the ceiling and then putting screws through each one of these strapping pieces. Man, what a difference. It sounds more muffled upstairs already. But I decided today I just quickly laid it out, cut it, and slung it in place, just so I could see if I need more. Alright, out with the old. I think we're still gonna have to pull all of this out and the trim on the outside. This thing was like, holy shit. This thing was gone. Look at this. Yeah. Too far gone to save. But we've got a nice new American Craftsman quality. Freaking Home Depot, man, they strike again. You know, you can't trust the Muppets that work there sometimes. So I got the window in. Got it to this point. I mean, we got the framing in. It's all solid. I placed the window in place. And there's a big crack that runs all the way through. So it looks like somebody dropped this window. And see, when the cardboard's on there, there's no way I would have saw that. You know, I did give it a quick like once over in the packaging. I didn't see anything wrong, but this was covering it. That is a massive leak waiting to happen. So, all right, well, that kind of sucked. I had to go all the way back to the city, go buy another window, bring it here, swap the broken one with the good one, and just put like a couple of screws to hold it in place. So, you know, the side of my house wasn't open. Then shoot all the way back to the city, return the broken one, get my money back, and then I shot back, installed it properly. It's a hair out of plumb, just a touch, because I wanted the reveals on the outside. I kind of wanted to go with the house, because I didn't have to touch the trim, the aluminum. I didn't have to touch the siding. I didn't have to touch any of it. We have a nice reveal on the outside. I'm going to caulk it all in with Quad Max, and it's going to be weather tight. Beautiful. But because this is a cheap window, like 280 bucks, it was a little flimsy because it's so tall. So I had to put a lot of shims, and I went crazy with the foam. Like, I put way too much foam. But the good thing is it comes, yeah, it comes right off the PVC. Plus there's a cleaner I can buy that'll get the rest of that off if need be. Then I went around and quickly just addressed all of the insulation. I grabbed one more roll, packed everything in tight, super tight on this wall, stapled all the vapor barrier, and then on the ceiling I just kind of packed in whatever was missing. Ceiling's not as important, it's just for sound and for, you know, some of the heat. I don't want all the heat going upstairs, you know. And then I started putting construction screws through these pieces of strapping up into, I want to just put screws into everything that I have, you know, I want to make sure everything's screwed up tight, really tight, you know what I mean? And then, yeah, I'm thinking, I'm going to hire a kid to come Saturday. He's going to come and address the chimney in the basement. And I'm thinking while he's here, I'm going to cut all these laths and just have him quickly, just very, very quickly, just kind of skim coat the chimney on this side with mortar before we bury it. Hell yeah, look at that. We're not going to bury nothing questionable. Dude, look at that. Look at that. I moved this and by accidentally kind of clipped the chimney, and this whole corner, like a huge chunk, just went like, it was a little sketchy, you know. There was a bunch of bricks that were just evaporating. So I mean, he replaced all the bricks that were needed and skim coated the whole thing, front and back, all the way around. So now this chimney that was falling apart is good. It's 100% good from here all the way through the roof. So is the other one. But as I expose it, you know, in other rooms, I kind of watched what he was doing. I think I could probably handle it next time. It's technique. It's all technique, you know, getting the stuff to stick and, like, you know, tooling it out. But yeah, it was a long day, very long day. We just finished like 9 hours today. He helped me with the ceiling because that's kind of hard to do on your own. And then once the ceiling was up, he kind of went to town on all that stuff, and I blasted on all the walls. And I started taping a little bit, but I'm kind of pooped. All right, well, after I got the 90-minute mud on all of the joints, just basically wetting the tape, trying to get some of the really deep fills done, I grabbed 2 buckets of this. You see the dark green lid? This stuff does not sand easy. It takes forever to dry, and it dries like the 90-minute mud. It's a good base layer. The reason I got that instead of the ultra lightweight stuff is because when I was doing the closets with the ultra lightweight, doing the texture, I noticed cracking in the texture where, you know, where it was thick. So I figured maybe I was using the wrong mud. So I just let it crack, filled it in, and primed it, and it's fine. But I don't want cracking, so yeah, I got 2 buckets. I actually washed them out and saved them so that we can screen some paint out of other 5-gallon buckets, screen them out into those. And basically I used an entire bucket and a quarter texturing the whole ceiling all in one go after the 90. Just scraped it, textured it, done. I decided to just texture it because, I mean, it's a rental, and I don't want to sand above my head. This is a big room, and I need to keep going. I just shot over to the depot on my way home and picked up 280 square feet of the new flooring. It's basically the same as in there. It'll match out here. But this is why I left the old flooring until now, because we were able to drop all that horsehair plaster. I was able to sweep and mop and still kind of like live here, and it keeps it from getting jammed down in between the floorboards and then going into the basement as well. And now all the blobs of mud, I don't have to scrape them up because I'm just going to peel the floor up and get rid of it. And hopefully, I don't know, the tar paper, it might be good enough to leave, or I might just throw a second layer over it. Or I don't know, I might pull it out. We'll see. That is thoroughly exhausting. Everything is sanded. and primed. God, the primer does not go very far. It just sucks it right in. And I got it all over the floor. Sweet. So tomorrow, a little more mudding, a little more spot priming. First coat, and then we can start peeling this up. So I haven't been doing like time lapses of me doing the work for a couple of reasons. A couple of reasons I don't want to get into. But one of the reasons is time. I'm just trying to get this done. You know what I mean? And the camera gets in the way, and you got to try to set it up, and then it falls over, and the camera just makes things take so much longer. So we're just kind of doing pit stops along the way. But my goal for this weekend is done. You know, I wanted to get everything sanded, 2 coats on the ceiling. It's done. The lights are in. It's permanent. I don't have to touch the ceiling ever again. First coat on the walls, done. Old floor, gone. All the stuff, gone. The tar paper, as I expected, is in beautiful condition. It's still sticky. You should see Duke walking through here. It's hilarious. He does not like that. Duly noted. Yeah, sorry, I was gonna do a time lapse of the floor, but it has been a long day. You know, I got to work by 7 a.m., worked all day, shot home, and it's now 7 p.m. And I just finished. Well, not really. I got to the last row and just kind of like, yeah, I have nothing left. And I have to like work out the threshold, like where I'm gonna cut it, and yeah, so I got one more row. I ended up buying five boxes too many. All right, guys, I returned all the flooring, got $350 back, and then spent $430 on the 2 8-foot slant fin slimline, 2 end caps, 1 corner, 2 lengths, 2 10-footers of type M pipe. Yeah, it was $430, man. That's crazy. So I'm probably going to be dicking around with the pipes, getting the pipes to it. So I'm thinking this one's not going to be too bad, because it used to go through the floor like here somewhere. I think there's a beam right here. We're going to go down and measure, but I'd like to just get this as close this way as I can. And then over here, I mean, it went down right against the main beam, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook up that end, and then I'll just run the baseboard and just leave the system open. We're in the middle of summer, so I don't need to get the heat back up and running right away. You know what I mean? I can just get it all hooked up, bring it to there. That'll be accessible later anyways. Yeah, well, I see why they willy-nillied it. And basically, if you stick this, you know, like this in its case, measure to the floor, that gives us 1.5 inches. So our pipe needs to come out and turn at a center 1.5 inches. So it's tight. I mean, look, we're gonna solder onto those. The beam that's right under here, it ends right at the edge of this hole. So I had to drill down into the beam just a little bit and then go downstairs, and I could see just like a faint crack of daylight. So I was able to find it from this hole I drilled down, and then I kind of drilled up on an angle, just barely, just kind of chiseling out the corner of the beam. Well, sorry guys, I skipped forward again. I've been just kind of after it, trying to get this done. You know, my buddy is leaving by the 1st, and I wanted this room done, completely done, and just like set up, everything else moved out of the other spaces that I, you know, want to go to next. And I'm a little ahead of schedule here now. I'm starting to realize that I don't need to push so hard. And the problem with pushing so hard and working every possible moment you can is you start neglecting yourself. I just realized I have like no food. Duke's running out of food. Truck needs an oil change. Like, yeah, I should probably pause, go get a haircut, you know, take care of myself a little bit, and then get back after it. So that's kind of the plan. You know, I got time. I could have had this done in 5 weeks. 5 weeks, this living room completely gutted, rewired, and rebuilt. 5 weeks solo. Well, one exception, I had help putting the ceiling drywall boards up, but other than that, this was all me in 5 weeks. You know what I mean? Just after work and weekends. I totally could have had this done, but I think I'm going to give myself 1 more week to get everything caulked, painted, sanded, and you know, set back up. But I got the heat in. This was really tight, and I see why they had it way over here. But I wanted it this way so that we can fit an entertainment center there underneath the TV. And I haven't been able to pressure test this yet because I did not want to go down under the beam and back up. So I just drilled through the wall. And right now the pipe is stubbed through the wall, touching the other baseboard in the other room. But I can't get in there yet. So can't pressure test any of it. But it's all in, and I know it looks ugly with the screws. It does. It looks freaking horrible. But it's a rental, man, and if you don't screw it down, it'll grow legs and walk off. It always happens. I mean, look at this. Every single room. No end cap, no end cap, no end cap. Like, it's crazy. There's the threshold, stained, polyed, drying to go right here. Not sure what we're gonna do that way yet. And I just got all of the trim. I had some 1-inch thick pine kicking around, so I made a 1-inch thick sill, even though it's 3/4 in there, 1 inch in here, whatever. It's good. All right, 1 step closer to financial freedom. Yes. That's the way I look at every single room that I have in front of me. It's just an obstacle in my way on my path to financial freedom. So, not taking it lightly, I'm blasting through them. One after the next after the next. Once we're done with this apartment, we got the biggest one yet to come. But I think it will get easier. I think it should. That's the theory. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna leave a little clip of what this room just looked like 6 weeks ago, right here. And now, it looks like this. Now, I'm still moving stuff in. And I wanted to make a quick little video before I really pack this room, because I'm bringing my couch. And then I have to obviously empty the other rooms into here. And then I'm gonna put a plastic zip wall right here and seal this half off. I'm gonna have to go and dust my room because it is a nightmare. The dust just, it travels. But we're looking, I mean, this is premium to me. This looks fresh. So much better than before. Didn't bury anything sketchy. Everything's brand new. Everything works. Everything was overdone. Insulated in the ceilings. Exterior walls insulated. Brand new window because it was necessary in this room. I'm trying not to do the windows if I don't have to. But yeah, that one was, yeah. American flag curtains, because I don't plan on being here very long, so why am I going to go spend a ton of money on nice curtains? So I just get cheap American flags and I just pop them up in the windows. It does the job. 2 drywall screws to hold it. That's what I try to tell tenants. If you're going to put screws in things, put screws in the trim, not the walls. Leave the walls alone. But yeah, you can hang stuff on the trim if necessary. I'm gonna leave the TV bracket. Every apartment's gonna have a TV bracket already there, universal for any size TV, just to avoid more holes in the walls, you know what I mean? I did end up putting in a new thermostat because the buttons on the other one was, they're all yellow. It was yellowing. Once I stuck it on the wall next to everything that was white, it was obvious. So for 15 bucks, I just got a new one. Smoke detector. Thankfully, I bought like 2 huge cases of the lithium ion smoke detectors. So the batteries last for 10 years. You know, as a landlord, that's a great thing because you're not running around chasing beeping smoke detectors. This is the only thing that has not been tested yet because I just won't be able to until we, you know, we plow forward here. Yeah, looking good. Well, yeah, anyways, guys, you know, I was going to try to get the video out last night, but oh, I had a problem upstairs. I don't know if you guys remember, but I tried to do an epoxy finish on the tub upstairs when I was up there, and I had trouble scratching that porcelain finish, and all of the epoxy just peeled right off the tub. So little chunks of the epoxy were going down the drain along with hair. And I got a call that, you know, their tub was clogged. So I went up there and started looking, and there was sitting water in the tub. And I noticed when, you know, he was running the kitchen sink that water was bubbling up through the tub. And I'm like, oh no, because that means it's not the tub. It's further down the line. So last night I had to come out here, and this is where, you know, everything meets before it goes into the bigger pipes. So I had to cut out a little section of the copper, get the clog out, put PVC back, peel all of that epoxy out of the tub so it wouldn't clog again. And I'm gonna have to either hire somebody that can do it or, you know, have another stab at it. But yeah, I told them for now, just chill, because I said, you know, when I drop the ceiling, you know, in my bathroom, I want to replace all of the cast iron for their bathroom, which I have to do when I demo mine. So I'm thinking I'm going to leave the bathroom till last because it is a monumental job. Like, it's going to be a big job. And we've got, you know, some issues that we need to figure out. Like, we don't have a bathroom door. I had to get like this thermal curtain because, you know, there's no room for a door to swing here. So we have to, like, I don't know, rejig this bathroom or figure out a way to put a door. And then also the other bedroom has no closet. It needs a closet. So I couldn't steal this corner of the living room because that would look stupid. You know what I mean? I stole this corner and that worked out perfectly to add a nice little closet in this room. And then with the door swings, I mean, it's kind of wasted space anyways, even if this bump out wasn't here. So that worked out good. So I'm gonna have to, I have an idea how I'm gonna get a closet into that other bedroom. It involves the kitchen, and then I also had an idea on, you know, a bathroom door idea, but then it screws up the closet idea. So I'm like back and forth trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. But I know what I am gonna do is I'm getting a dumpster dropped as soon as my buddy leaves in a couple of days. And we're gonna just jump right into his room while the dumpster's here, so I don't have to bag anything. I'm gonna just completely demo the other room, right to studs. I'm gonna demo the pantry and the basement stairs all at once and treat that as one job because it's... Oh, there's Duke. yeah, it's basically just, it's a small room, a small pantry, and the small basement stairs. That's going to be the next job. Then kitchen, then bathroom, and then we should be done. But yeah, we still have like half this apartment to go. And I think I've been down here for like 6-7 months. No, not even. I got down here in March, April, May, June, July. I've been down here for 4 months. Shit. And we've already got master, living room, 2 closets done. Beautiful. Yeah, anyways, guys, lots to come. Make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Go crypto. Go crypto. I'm gonna need that money. See you later.